some peace. Welcome to our community. Be who you are. Let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. Yeah, when we unite. Oh, we unite. Yeah, yeah. When we unite. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome here. Love is welcome here. Peace is welcome here. You are welcome here.
Thank you so much to John Stringer, who I get to hang out with in Jamaica in March. If you want to join us in Jamaica, please come let me know. How many people kind of want to go to Jamaica right now? Welcome this Sunday Fun Day, and welcome to those of you online who are joining us in real time or in the future. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Ocala. That last song, You Are Welcome Here, is by a gentleman in our New Thought movement, New Thought Positive Music, and his name is John Stringer, and I get to hang out with him in Jamaica at a songwriting retreat at our villa in March. And it was supposed to be a New Year's Eve, but we had to move it because of the hurricane. So if you are interested, please come see me. All right, here we grow, y'all. Here we go. Who has the, our mission here at Center for Spiritual Living Ocala is that we embody and share. We're going to be sharing today. Thank you so much to my brother from another mother, Ted. We embody and share truth principles and spiritual practices that empower us to awaken to the power and presence that lies within and all around us. It's not just right here, it's everywhere. So that we may facilitate spiritual healing and the elevation of our individual and collective consciousness. Thank you so much. The baby's like mine too, Les. And our vision here at Center for Spiritual Living Ocala is that we are a thriving New Thought community dedicated to spiritual growth and practice, sacred activism. Again, one of my heroes, Dr. Ted Anders, is in the building, sacred activism, and the transformative love that reveals our interconnectedness and our oneness. And then sacred activism is the intersection of consciousness and action. It is the place where prayer and service activate love and spiritual principles becomes your lived practice. Sacred activism is how we show up as a beneficial presence in the world. Hey, ashe, ashe, ashe. Our values, I invite you to say them with me if it rings true for you. Wholeness of spirit, spiritual and personal growth, collaborative, synergistic community, abundance and prosperity, love and compassion, appreciation and gratitude, peace and balance, power of freedom, diversity and inclusion, and generosity. Thank you so much for that. And today we're going to be hitting several of these. Collaborative, synergistic community, as we have those who are out in the community doing this, breathing this work, coming back here to help us grow so that we may be the wind beneath their wings. And so today, we get to do that. How many people want to drop into a space right now? A receiving space. A receiving space? If it's left up to me, I would write it down. We want to do events first. I keep forgetting that's in front. Can you click? Yeah. So our events, we wanted to go ahead and flip the order. Someone suggested this to us, so we try to, again, collaborative community. We use the feedback and see if this rings true for you. So our events, if you do not have this magazine yet, the Signs of Mind magazine, you get 2 months. Do we have any more in the bookstore?
We are out of the current edition. We do still have a couple of issues of the previous edition.
Out of the current edition, and we do have some of the previous edition, and you can still go through and do those dates. And you can also get this as a digital copy as well. The Spirit Monthly newsletter, please sign up here in the front for the newsletter. If you have not signed up or if you've not received the newsletter, it's the easiest way to know what's going on in our community. And also, if you have a business, it's a great way for you to let our community know what offerings you have. That's sacred activism. So if you want to know more about that, we do something called Rent a Slide. Let us know, and we will get you up there so that we can know and support you in your businesses. And what's coming up with our community. The Game of Being Human is with our inspirator, Reverend Cindy Grimes. It's a Sunday, February 8th at 11 a.m. We have a community potluck. You bring a dish to share. That is February 8th at 12:30 p.m. Hey. It's a.m. somewhere, and that's okay too. Someone might be eating at 12 a.m. It's okay too. So bring a community potluck to share at 12:30 p.m. on that same Sunday, February 8th. Because right after that, our annual meeting is at 1. We're going to be eating a little bit, talking a little bit, getting caught up on what's going on in our community, and highlighting what some of those invisible people are doing in the background, which is our service volunteer teams. So we want you to come in, and maybe you can hear from those people, and perhaps you may think, hey, I want to give some of my volunteer energy here. CPR and AED is available. Just a little bit about this class. We used to have it for healthcare workers. If you need your BLS as a healthcare worker, you do have to go to the site to be able to get that now. But if you only need the CPR AED for just regular, you're not like me, a nurse who needs something different, you come Sunday, February 8th at 3 p.m. If you know someone in the Boys and Girls, Scouts, stuff like that, they're usually looking to renew their CPR, please let them know on February 8th at 3 p.m. There is a cost for the card. I believe the card is $25. If you want the card, the class is free. So this gentleman offers it to communities like ours for free, and then if you need the card, and it's the American Heart Association that you're paying for your card. Circle Celebration with Reverend Cindy Grimes, Sunday, February 15th at 11 a.m. If you've never been to a Circle Celebration, consider coming. It's interesting and different, and we learn so much from each other. For whatever reason, this thing is not, I know, right? Coming home and living as love, restoring relationship with self as source and with intimate others with Reverend Cindy Grimes again and Ted Anders. We're going to be doing this is coming up February 20th, 21st, and 22nd at different times. The cost, the investment for your time and energy and monetary investment is $150. Practicing Belonging, a community connection experience. Community Connections with Rev Cindy Grimes again on Sunday, February 22nd at 11 a.m. Language, emotions, and well-being. How many people were here for Natasha? Incredible, right? You want to come and learn how to switch that language. So this morning, you may have heard me say to you, Grand Risings. And in my language, I'm working on rising every day because that's what we do, right? You open your eyes and you rise. I'm not mourning anymore. February 28th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Scan the QR code and go ahead and sign up for that. It changes your life. Oh. That's given that. Our performance team would like to go to Posse one more time. Again, this year, we try to do this so that we can be in the greater community, so that we can see this movement in a bigger way and learn from those people who are at the forefront of this. Posse is coming up again, so we are doing the fundraiser again. The seafood boil is coming up. Norma and I host this at our home at Your Phoenix is Rising, March 29th at 4 p.m. The admission did go up to $75 for the exchange because the price of seafood did go up. So yes, it's just the way it happens. Again, we need to have this ahead of time so that we can order. This is a fresh, we have to go in, talk to those people, get fresh, and come in and prepare. So we need your money ahead of time. Please see Norma if you're interested to come to that. This is how we're raising money for Posse. One of the ways. We can do 25 for children. Yeah, they don't really eat much. Yeah. But you know what? It balances out. It does. For the ones that do, it balances out. Yeah. It's so fun when they're there just running. I know, this is, yeah. Oh, sorry, one back. Remembering Oneness Through Relationship, February 1st. That is today. Oh, announcements are over. Thank you so much, Cindy. Yeah, I'm getting back. Hold on, one more. Y'all, the hub.
Also, we will have Ruta Rise doing a sound bath, and we'll be having yoga and some kind of euphoric dance to open up the hub. So if you would like to be a vendor, or if you have any ideas for, or you want to do workshops, please come see me February 28th at 5 p.m.
Thank you so much. All right, everybody, this is my sister from another Mr. our inspirator, Reverend Cindy Grimes.
I'm up. Good morning, everyone. I know there was a lot of announcements. We had a lot of stuff going on here at CSL. I'm so excited. Well, I'm really excited about this morning. We're continuing on with our theme of being open at the top. We have a couple of first-time visitors. Raise your hand if you're here for the first time. I know we have at least one. Welcome, welcome, wonderful. I'm just so grateful that all of y'all are here today because it was cold this morning. It was cold. So I was wondering, like, who's our hardcore people that are going to be here this morning, brave the cold, like y'all who braved the rain? You were on the fence, right? Well. So our theme for the year is open at the top, and I am pulling out all the stops this year. I'm giving you all the nuggets and things that I have experienced, different modalities and things that were my aha moments. And today is a big one of a work that I did many years ago, probably now at least 20 years, more like 30 years. There was a work called Landmark Education. Anybody else do Landmark? Nobody else. Well, Ted and I, our other co-presenters for today, had done Landmark. And it was one of those life-changing things. It was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Tuesday night weekend that was like 10 years of therapy. Yeah, so we're kind of breaking it down a little bit, and today we're going to do one of those activities and exercises that we did in that work. But before we start that, I want to start off with our conversation today is around this idea of oneness. Now, oneness is it is the core principle of what we teach in Centers for Spiritual Living, right? That we are one with the universe, that we are one with one another, that's the core of everything. But how many of y'all feel it? All the time you feel that oneness? Because I'll be honest, I don't. There are moments when I just don't feel that. And sometimes you kind of don't want to even. Like you look at some things and some people and how they behave and how they are and like, do I want to be one with that? I'm not sure. So it is a challenge, right? We can know in our heads that we are one, but how do we know and feel it in our hearts and to make that, dropping into that emotion, that understanding. So it's part of what we're going to do today. I'm going to lead us into that conversation. I've got a short video that I show probably once a year, here at least once a year, and I watch it often, especially when things feel like they are just so big that this little video helps put things back in perspective. So that's what the next thing is, and then I will invite our co-speaker up. Ready? way to start that conversation on oneness, right? Isn't it fascinating how at both ends it looks the same? Yeah, yeah. It's the truth of our being, right? That power and presence we call God that is in and around and through all things, that is as deep within you and as wide as the vast universe. It's all of it. All of it. And so that kind of sets us up for our conversation this morning and what we're going to be doing together. And I would love to bring my co-presenter up, Dr. Ted Anders. Yes. Good morning, Ted. It's not clicking again. So Ted and I go back now, at least about 10 years. Yes. About 10 years, and we have played together in the same sandbox, as I say. And we started out back 10 years ago talking about starting a wellness center together. And how ironic it is that here we are now finally coming back to creating that wellness center. And so it's absolutely perfect that you are the one that is here this morning to have this conversation. And Ted is an author, he is a psychologist, he is a brilliant creator, and I'm going to just let him tell you all a little bit more about himself.
Thank you. Oops. Which am I pressing, Donna? Oh, no? Yes, no? No.
There you are. It's working.
Wait, now, yes. Now, yes.
Oops.
Green light. Good morning.
Oh, there we are.
Yes, as Cindy said, 10 years or more we've known each other, and also many of you in this community. It's very close with Donna and Norma, as she said. And where's Grady over there? And so many of you I've participated in activities with over the last decade. Just to build a little bit on what Cindy said, my current passion and work for the last decade has really been around the theme of oneness and waking up to oneness. And as Cindy was saying, maybe not just here mentally, but actually feeling it. And I know that I have a struggle as well. Mm-hmm. When I want to do road rage, I don't feel like one. And I have to own that. And so we have a series of activities coming up. Both Cindy and I, and many of you in here, have decades of experience in working through ego story, working through the self-talk, working through the pain we carry, and the moving into that sense in a moment of everything is absolutely perfect. I am one with all, and there is a bliss, a peace. And we all know it, and I would suggest it's because it is our core nature. And building off of the video we just saw, imagine that cosmic web is all sentient and all-knowing, and we are it as well, and it is us. And so the work that I'm doing these days is about anything we can do with our training to help folks, including myself, get awake, stay awake, and live that bliss and peace by choice, consciously, in every moment.
I have my
Well,
own. You get to keep that one. You get to hold that one. Yes. So yes, he's got this thing called the Love Light Campaign, and his book Untwisted, which you can either get on audio or sure.
Oh,
Why
you
not?
see
Go
it
ahead.
there anyway. Actual copy we'll refer to.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you said, author. This book, I'll just mention, is useful as a background reading for the upcoming work that Cindy and I will be talking about in a retreat later this month. And so I'm not here to sell that this morning. I'm just letting you know, to have a rich, deep experience, it might be helpful to have some readings in that book as well.
Yeah. And this work really works well kind of with the work that Natasha talked about last week and using our language.
Yes.
So what we're going to work on today is letting go of the story. How did the story start? And in the realm of the things that we don't know, you know how we did that earlier in the year? this is where this work takes place, in that realm of the things that you don't know. But you'll know this morning a little bit more. We're going to uncover some of that as we talk about this idea of universal pain patterns.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I love to teach. What I teach, I believe, is universal truth principles. Right? That's part of our philosophy here. Is we look at the things from a psychological perspective, from a spiritual perspective, from science, all of that, and pull those nuggets of truth. Now, different faith traditions say these things in a lot of different ways. I just try to make it really clear and plain without all of the dogma and the stuff. So there are universal things that we as human beings experience. And I believe that this is one of them. This is something that happens to us as we come into this life. And you know how we talked about maybe, just maybe, we did this guided meditation that says that maybe we pick everything before we come into existence, right? I don't know if that's true, but it kind of works for me. The idea that we know coming into this life that we come in with certain gifts and a certain mission and something that we're here to do. And we come into human form and the drama of the world and all of that stuff happens and we forget. And then our task on the spiritual path is to remember again, why is it that I'm here? So we can live our biggest and best lives. You want to add to that? Absolutely. Sure.
We'll do this point now and a bit later. In the values section this morning, it talks about spiritual growth. And sometimes I want to ask myself, wait a minute, since we do come from source, from the heart and mind of God, which is, by definition, perfect, perfected already, the source of all, how could we grow? So we're going to talk a little bit today and later about the difference between spiritual growth or soul growth. With soul growth being, I would propose, what we're actually doing in this body. The spirit of us, as Cindy said, came in knowing exactly what it intends to do and is sovereign and perfect. And that perfection we call, in the work that we do together, love light. Everything from source is love and light. The quanta and pre-quanta that is emanating from the divine mind, the precursors to light, also, interestingly, inherently has the quality of love. Unconditional, unlimited love. So imagine everything that emanates is light as love. And that, therefore, is what we are. So, I just wanted to add that.
But I'm going to try to switch out real quick.
Yeah. But somehow it gets kind of corrupted.
There we go.
Right?
Exactly.
Something happens. You come into this life and stuff happens and you forget. And so one of those things that happens, I think, I'm pretty sure this is universal. Pretty sure. And maybe it's not, but you'll see what I'm talking about here.
It seems to be.
It seems to be. It seems to be. You know, the Bible talks about the original sin. But do you know that the word sin is actually an archery term that means missing the mark of perfection? Right? That we come into this world perfect, whole, complete, and then something happens and, we kind of miss the mark. So I believe that this is something that happens. It's not just me. There's other people. This was the work. Again, I said that this was like an aha moment for me.
Yes.
That there is a point in our lives very early on where we start to feel like there's something wrong with me. Like life is wonderful. You can remember playing, being a happy-go-lucky child. We got our little baby here. Everybody looks at her. She's so beautiful and so perfect and so happy and so open. We all come into the world like that. And something happens where you go, there's something wrong with me. And I'm gonna say that is the original mistake. Or you're broken, right? I'm broken. There's something wrong with me. And so this happens, I think, for probably every human being.
I can say in my work over 30 years.
Of 30 years.
I don't know an exception.
Okay, all right.
So I'm just supporting what you're saying.
So we'll just say it's universal. And it happens to us at age maybe 4, 5, 6, something like that. Something, before that everything is wonderful and then something happened. And there was a moment where it was no longer perfect. And so I've been thinking about my moment, and I thought it was one, but I think it's even earlier than that original one. And so picture me, about 3 years old. maybe 4, and my grandmother was taking care of me. My grandma lived with us when I was little because she couldn't live on her own. She had some mental illness. She had challenges, and she would get sick from time to time, but she would be well. And when she was well, she was great. When she was sick, she sometimes had to go, she'd go to a mental hospital, or she would go to a group living home, but she lived with us a lot of the time. And at this time in my life, she was living with us. And I was the princess of the house, of course.
Princesa.
And and I know she loved me, and I loved her too. But I was what you might call a spirited child, perhaps. And so I would tell my grandma what to do, and she'd listen to me. Grandma, Huita, I called her Huita because she was abuelita. So in Spanish, short was Huita. Stupid Huita, go to sleep. And Huita would go to the room and let me do what I wanted to do. And so, stupid Huita, go to sleep, bad Huita, just, things little kids say and do. Well, one day my dad doubled back home. He had left for work, or I thought he was gone. Maybe he hadn't even left, I'm not sure. But I went on my little thing, stupid Huita, and I got busted. And I truly don't remember. This might take a little hypnosis. I think I've put it out of my mind what actually happened in that moment. But I really even at that young age, I knew that I should not do that. I knew that it was wrong for me to behave that way. And so I made up a story about myself, right? I must be bad. There's something wrong with me. How could I do that to this woman who loves me so much? And so I made up something about that. And what I made up about it was that I'm here to protect people. And I became my grandma's protector. Like, you don't mess with people. My grandmother, like after that moment, and people, you could look at her and you knew she was different. And I held that, like I felt that as a child all the way, my whole life. But then it was not just grandma, like I was the oldest kid too, so I was responsible for siblings and like all of that. So I, became this protector person. But it was done like, this is the thing I was, and so I made up something about it, and then it just becomes my identity, which serves me, obviously, right? In the role that I'm in right now, that it serves me to be that person. But what happens is sometimes it becomes like a compulsive thing, like I need to find out where to stay in my lane. It's not always mine to fix everybody else's stuff. So it's a moment of awareness, right? That moment of like, ooh, that first time that I thought something was wrong, and we all have it, right? And we make up something about it. And then we live that identity, except you don't know how to always break out of it, especially when you don't realize that you made it up. Yeah, makes sense? Did you have one, Ted?
Several.
Wait, and then I want to say that everything else then falls into that, right? Exactly. Because I am broken, or because I'm bad, or there's something wrong, then whenever something else happens in your life, it goes back to that, the original thing. But you don't realize you're like, running around like a sad, wounded 4-year-old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Just real quickly, one that comes to mind is based on my family's rather intense Germanic background, very intense, which has a lot of perfection expectations, okay? And I remember very early, at that age, 3, 4, we were getting dressed for church, and I had to be perfect in a little suit, a bow tie, the little thing, the whole thing. And a comment was made about how if anybody sees the way you look right now, they're going to criticize our family, they're going to criticize. And any lack of perfection, well, because my father was the minister and my mother was the first lady of the church, to put that in context. Otherwise, it wouldn't be that intense. But since everybody was monitored. And I heard that comment about, and I went, well, I did everything I could to be ready to go, and I thought I was doing it just right. And this is very little. And what I heard was, wait, no, there's something wrong. You need to be perfect all the time. Don't ever let down, always. always. And otherwise you'll embarrass, there'll be problems, so.
Yeah, you represent the family. Anybody else? Can anybody else relate to that? Any of those
Something
things?
like
Right. Yeah. So that I think is a pretty universal experience. And you know, the first time I was introduced to this work was, I mentioned landmark education. Picture a leader who's sharing these principles in a room of 200 people. And they toss it out to the group. And so, you know, think about that first time in your life that you felt like there was something wrong with you. And you can look back on it now and go, oh my gosh, that's so silly. You know, I remember one person saying he was playing with the pots and pans in the kitchen, and he put one on his head and he couldn't get it off. And so he made up something about himself because he was so clumsy he couldn't get the pot off his head. I mean, it's just, you know, when you look at it now, it's like, wow, that's so, you know, kind of funny and silly and all, but these things leave a mark on our psyche, right? They sear. Yeah, they get burned into your soul at 4 years old. You know, and you don't know all of the context, right? When you're just a child, you just know your little piece of it. Yeah, we had a question.
Came from a background.
Oh, a story. Yeah, sure. We might as well take a story.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Robert. I just had a question. When you're talking about the original sin, or when you have that feeling that there's something wrong with you, and you mentioned like 3 and 4 years old, I'm still having trouble trying to like remember like that moment that you're talking about. You know, I mean, I had some occasions where I felt like something was wrong, but they were always based on the outside world. You know,
Yeah.
is that kind of what you're talking about? Like what the influence of the world like is telling you there's something wrong with you because you're doing X, Y, and Z, or you're not at a certain point in your life? Is it something like that?
There may be some, you may remember a specific incident, and sometimes it takes a while to get with that, but there is something, you know, there's going to be something somewhere along the line, like an original thing. You have one, yeah, I had another one too, and I realized, oh no, that one was after, because like not winning Little Miss America pageant. That was another one that I went through. Yes, I'm 6 years old, right? 5 maybe. I had my song, I had my outfit, I was all ready. Everything was, I went to Palisades, it was all exciting, and you know, they didn't even want to hear my song. I didn't make first cut. You know, but you make up stuff about that, right? Like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, you know, I'm not enough.
I was just
yeah.
going to add, your first name, sorry? Robert. You know, what's interesting is that it is difficult sometimes to remember that first one. But what we'll see in some of the work we do in the future is that we have a recurring unwanted experience in our life. And it sounds like you just referred to, wait, I just noticed that issue or doubt or pain. And then I noticed it again. And these are signals that go back to the root. Because once that is there, we tend to be sensitized to that. Any little thing, a look, a word, a comment that's related to that pain, and it'll just trigger it. So that might be something insightful
Yeah,
to help.
we go right
share
back
with.
to it.
Right, immediately.
So that was the first one, the original, right? The very early one. There's another one. This one happens for a lot of people around like middle school, something like that. That first time you feel like, I don't belong. Yeah, that one. You know, you remember that one, right? Yeah. You remember that one. And here's the thing, that we are all wired for connection and relationship and community. It is deep, because we are like survival. Exactly. If you get kicked out of the tribe and you have to be on your own, that's like death. That's death. So it is hardwired into our system, into our nervous system, to belong. And so I will say, I bet you all remember that one, the first time that you didn't fit in, right? And I think mine was before middle school, because I can remember the day my aunt took my older cousins out for pancake breakfast and left me behind. Right? You know, I made up some stuff about that. And of course it went back to the original thing, because I wasn't good enough. Yeah.
Right.
You got one of those too?
I do, but I'm going to share another one when we get to the third.
Okay, all right. So the not belonging. That's
That
a big
wasn't a
one for
defense,
folks.
it was just time management.
Yeah, okay, yes, yes, yes. And then, of course, the conclusion that we make out of these things, because I'm not good enough and I don't belong, and therefore I'm all alone, and I have to do it all myself, right? Separate from everything else, separate from everyone else, from God, from, from other people. I got to do it all. Yeah.
Can I share now?
Yeah, please.
So I'm gonna mix, I don't.
But in the mic.
I was gonna mix, I don't belong and I'm all alone, because all this does become, it all becomes a life, emotional body theme and pattern, right? These are patterns that we all recycle through over and over again. So the I don't belong and that I'm all alone, rooted to my point about having to be perfect, which led to having to super excel always, which meant in my career choice, I'm gonna go as far as I can go. Plus, at that time, being a father and raising kids and planning for their future, just go, 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 go. So I reached a pinnacle experience that we would probably all say is a business pinnacle. I was on yachts in Monte Carlo at the Formula One
Talking
races.
to the mic.
Oh, sorry, yachts, Monte Carlo, Formula One races, with clients of mine whom I had advised and who respected me and who invited me because I belonged. And I found myself standing in the middle of the celebration in the pinnacle of world business, let's call it. And I suddenly felt completely like I don't belong here. And not only that, I'm all alone. Here I am in this crowd, in this circle, in this world that I've built, and I don't belong and I'm all alone. And then suddenly, the pain that goes with that starts to take over, as we all know, and it can cascade into a really, really negative place.
Yeah.
How many people have had their own version of a moment where what seemed right and just perfect started to cascade without maybe an explanation into pain?
Right? Imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome. I remember in that landmark experience, there was this woman, she was stunning. I mean, like a supermodel. Literally, she was a model. And she felt like imposter syndrome because when she was a kid, I think the thing the kids would call her was Boney Joni. So Boney Joni, in her head, she was always Boney Joni. But the world is seeing somebody that is stunning and beautiful, but she couldn't accept it or feel that and believe it because they didn't know the truth behind they didn't know who she really was.
Really wrong with me.
Yeah, yes, yes. So this stuff is a lot of pain, and we make things up about it. We hold the pain, and then we make up things to compensate for that pain. And that's where we get stuck. We can't break out of it. Right? But it is also the way that you can look at those compensatory things that you've done and track it back, right? And say, is this really true? Is this really true? And how do I then proceed from a conscious place, not a reactionary or compulsive kind of a place? Right?
And maybe just to
Please go on.
reflect back and look forward, when that doubt occurs and when we say, look at all that has been wrong, or I'm compensating for what's wrong with me, and these facts I believe are true. Let's remember the video and our premise. We are one already with Source, and Source is perfect. So there is, the nature of us is standing there being fed a story from family, from culture, from all sorts of influences. So I just wanted to say, while we're sitting there going, what's my story? We created our story. We're also going to say in a little bit that story is also a motivator for some amazing things in our lives.
Yes.
So I'd like to just drop in the middle of this the point that as we're discussing all of this, there's nothing wrong with anyone.
That's right. That's right.
Just a sort of a midpoint lift.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. All of the story, the story has served you, right, to some degree. It's helped to bring you to the point that you are now. It's helped you to achieve. Like, would you have achieved all that you achieved if
No.
you didn't have that drive?
No.
Right? So it's not to say it's bad. It's not bad. It's just let's separate the story from who you are. Yeah. We have two things. Ken?
Well, my problem's Ken, and But I wanted to share, I have no idea when I started not fitting in, ever. I mean, I was just from birth, probably. I mean, I don't have that first memory. And what gets me is the only memory I have of something like that is the first time I fit in.
Beautiful.
I was 30 years old, and I got to tell you this part of this story is my drug dealer told me to go to AA. Just to give you an idea how bad I was.
That was your context.
That was the first time I ever fit in somewhere where there was a bunch of people that don't fit in.
Wow.
That was my first aha, like, God, I belong here. So I was 30 years old. I had never, ever, I have no idea when I started not fitting in, because I think that was basically, my mom left when I was like 3, 4 months old. My dad was never in the picture. Left me with a French Canadian. So, I mean, it probably started before I had any thinking mind yet.
Right.
So I could never go back. I mean, I had a hard time remembering past 5 years old, and the only thing I remember then was being beaten. So I have, yeah, that was my earliest memory, and that took years to get that far back. So, I just wanted to share, the first time I ever fit in is my only remembering of
Wow.
something in that, was where I did fit in. And, yeah.
I wonder if there's something wrong here. Can't start for some in utero, even, right? For some folks, it may start there. If mom is
Yes.
using drugs or something, and all of that poison is going into the body and the system while the fetus is developing, like that could be a moment of there's something wrong here, right? This isn't supposed to be this way. Yeah, Donna?
And sometimes it's got something to do with the birth story. You know, how you were born. If you were born with your cord around your neck and nobody ever acknowledged that moment of freak out that happened for the child, you know, nobody ever addressed it.
Well, and it's pre-verbal. You don't
And it
even
is
have words for
pre-verbal.
it. You don't even have words. I had a person I'd worked with who had been a DCF worker, right? Children and families, kids going into adoption, foster care, stuff like that. She was on the adoptions end of it, and had a case where a child was going to be transported from Florida to be with relatives in Texas, I think, and it was a good thing. It was a great story, a wonderful thing. So she's taking this baby from here to Texas. And she gets on the plane and she has a total like panic attack meltdown, has no idea what the heck is going on. She has to give the child to the flight attendants. She can't function hardly. She gets off the plane, makes the handoff of the baby to the family, and then calls her mother and says, I don't know what just happened. I had a panic attack. I mean, it was a great story. There was no reason for it. Her mother said, oh, honey, when we brought you home from, I think it was Vietnam or someplace, she had been adopted herself. And when she was a year old, imagine, pre-verbal, doesn't know anything, but to go from Vietnam to living in California, for example, or wherever it was, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the people, the experience, taken from everything you know to a whole other life, and you have no way to express it. That's got to show up somewhere. It's in the body. So when she gets on the plane, and this baby was a little bit sick, you know, so the sights, the smells, the sounds were in her body and brought her right back to that moment, though she didn't remember it. Consciously, she didn't remember it, but something in her body knew. So Elaine, you had a question?
Yes. I want to make a comment first that these experiences that we have must be of some benefit, even though we don't necessarily see the benefit. Because universal law always works to right itself. So this serves a purpose of some good somewhere. But why do you suppose that the universal pain patterns trump our soul knowledge, our soul experience? It seems that we could call upon that if we're aware of our consciousness, that we could call upon that soul consciousness and trump these universal pain patterns. But yet, these, for most, seem stronger.
How very insightful, and how in tune with where we're going today. In fact, there are a couple of little quotes that. So the soul incarnates in material existence so that divine consciousness may be known experientially rather than abstractly. Experience allows spirit to be consciously realized through relationship, choice, challenge, and love. So that soul is an expression, we will say, of the
Mike.
one spirit. Oh, that soul is the expression of the one spirit. So the one spirit we are, when we come into the genetic structure at the moment of conception, here is the soul, immediately aware of, because it's sentient, permanent, eternal consciousness, immediately aware of the, let's call it the lesser than love vibrations that are going on inside the mother's body and soul field, and in relation to the biological father's soul field. We'll get into all this much more later and in retreats. But here is this perfection that we are, and immediately, as unconditional, unlimited love, it takes on the lesser vibration because it's painful. It is not what we come from. We came from that quantum space. And this is not that same love vibration, the heart and mind of God, so to speak. And so let me have that. That's what unconditional, unlimited love does. It's self-sacrificial by its nature because it's not the least bit concerned about its survival. It is eternal and it knows it. We know it. And so when we take on these pains, these lesser than love vibrations, they do form us. And they cause us to be sensitive in certain ways, and they cause us to make choices and respond to the world in certain ways, which, as Cindy said a little while ago, happens to turn out to be exactly what we needed to learn and be formed as in order to fulfill our spiritual intention in soul form.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing that up.
So is the idea that God is playing hide and seek with itself, right? Maybe that's the game, right? And we all get to come back here and remember the truth of who we are. But you find out through the contrast.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. We find out through the contrast.
We find out through the contrast who
So
we really are.
And so therefore, even the horrific things that we see on the planet and we go, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Well, it's horrifically painful, the things we see. And if we look at it from the perspective of one universal love field of source coming into form and wanting to experience all the possible gradations of emotion that are different than what we are.
So we're at choice.
And we make the choice.
We have choice. When we become conscious, when we become aware.
Yeah.
And that's why you all are here.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of people not in this room. People that are really are so far gone into the story that have forgotten the whole big picture of who we are and why and all of that, you know.
And so that's why the underlying theme of so much of the work that's already planned here and done here is awaken as love. You're going to hear us talking about that throughout the month and beyond and forever. Awakening as that love. Not coming here to get it, which is what we all seem to be caught in, right? Give me love. I need more love. Or I'm at risk. I'm at risk if I don't get more love. Well, that makes love a commodity. You can buy it, trade your life for it, trade your dignity for it. We're talking about awakening as the source of love, and you feed this body with the spirit of that unconditional, unlimited love that we are. And when the fountain comes out, we don't have to look for it outside. And that changes the whole game of existence.
That's right. We get to be it
We,
and realize that,
Yes.
that all of the story, all of the stuff out there that is telling you you're not enough because you don't have the right car, or you don't have you don't weigh exactly the right weight, or whatever it is, whatever that story is, and life is so full of things that want to tell us we're not enough, that's feeding all of this story.
and
that you
systems and
can-
political manipulations
right.
and material
Yes.
manipulations to keep us forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up as love and you are vibrating, and like Cindy talks about the tuning fork exercises and
Mm-hmm.
various sound baths and things that give you a perfect vibration, when we wake up and we are recognizing we are that perfect vibration, and we feel it and know it in every aspect of our being, no one can manipulate you ever again. Not in an individual relationship, not politically, not any way. Because if you sense that vibration is not this, then you know it. You feel it immediately, and then you may choose. I think I want to play with that anyway. I know it might be painful, but I'm curious. Well, play. But the tools and the awareness building that are going to happen here over the months ahead help you be able to make that choice and know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, Donna.
And not just play, but play and practice with intention, because when life starts to life, then you are already in your practice, and then your body automatically goes there. That's why it's spiritual growth and practice.
Yes. And it is continuous. No matter how many years you are in it, no matter how often you do it, something is going to come up, and it's going to trigger you, and it's going to impact you, but you will have that knowing of, okay, what is my center and what is the truth about who I am? I might spin off here for a little bit, but I'm always going to come back here because now I know the truth.
And you're a
Right.
new person every single morning. Every rising, you're new. So it's like
Yes.
getting a level up every single day. The minute your eyes open up, new life experience points for my gamers out there. New reset. Now let's go.
Yes.
Now let's
Yes,
go.
yes.
All right, ready for the next part? Because you're going to get an opportunity now to go back in time and do some remembering. Woohoo. You knew that was coming, right? Did you know we're going to give you that opportunity now? Okay. All right. So everybody get nice and settled in your seat, feet on the floor. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that, and take a nice deep breath. Take another nice, gentle, deep breath in and a slow breath out. Feel the support beneath you, the chair, the floor, the earth itself holding you without any effort. Nothing is required of you right now. You're not here to fix anything. You're here to remember.
Imagine yourself as you are now, exactly as you sit here, whole, well-resourced, and present. From this place of steadiness and strength, imagine you are standing at a comfortable distance, watching a younger version of yourself. You're not stepping into the past, you are simply witnessing it. The younger you is safe, contained and gently held by your awareness.
Notice this younger self at an age when the world was still being interpreted, when meaning was being made from a very small and tiny vantage point, without having all the information. Life was good. All was well. Nothing was wrong. Until something was wrong. You may not remember a specific event, just that there was a moment when something was misunderstood. Now quietly ask, not why, But what did I make up about myself? What did I come to believe about myself? Let the belief arise gently if it does. It might sound like, I'm not enough. I'm too much. Something's wrong with me. I'm broken. If nothing comes, that's fine. Your body, mind, and heart know what is needed. Now, without fixing or correcting, notice what strength this younger you developed in response. What gift was forged here? Was it sensitivity? Independence? Care for others? Determination? Awareness? Or something else? Simply acknowledge that gift.
And now, the belonging question. From your grounded, present self, notice another scene, again from a distance, a moment when belonging felt uncertain, a moment when fitting in felt conditional, and you were on the outside. No story is required. Ask, what did I learn about belonging here? And again, without judgment, notice what capacity emerged to survive this moment. Perhaps empathy, or adaptability, or stepping into leadership, creativity. Let that gift be named.
Now sense the thread that may have been formed. The conclusion the mind draws when it tries to protect the heart. I'm on my own. I have to do this all alone. Notice how understandable this was, how intelligent, how human. And now from a present self, place a gentle hand on your heart. Not to erase the belief, but to thank your soul for trying to help.
Imagine these beliefs not as enemies, but as old garments, once useful, but now heavy. And you don't need to tear them away. Simply allow them to loosen. As they soften, notice what remains underneath. Not a better version of you, the original. Sense the quiet presence beneath the story. The awareness that has always been here. The life that has been breathing you all along.
And as we return to the awareness of our oneness, bring one hand to your heart and one to your belly. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Silently repeat, letting these words land where they will.
I belong to life, and life belongs to me. Rest here for a few breaths with the simple knowing that you have never been separate from the source who co-created you.
Now gently allow the images to fade. Feel yourself in the room again. The sounds, the support beneath you. Knowing nothing was broken open today, something was remembered. And what was remembered will never be lost again. Take one more breath in and out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And we are back. And if you want to take a moment, there's some paper in front of you. If you want to just jot down any thoughts or memories, ideas that came up for you. A belief I've lived from is, or perhaps a strength that came from my story, what I'm beginning to question. And we'll just take a few minutes, a couple of minutes in the quiet to do this part. we'll do what I call a challenge by choice, which is you're in small groups. You're in small groups. I'm going to invite for one person in your small grouping to speak at a time for, 2 or 3 minutes, and just share from one of those prompts something that came up for you today. The others in the grouping, the others at the table, no advice, okay? No advice, no fixing, none of that. It's just an opportunity for folks to share and get some, maybe some more clarity. So we're going to take about maybe 10 minutes at each, for this exercise in your small groupings to get together. One person speaks at a time. I'd love for everybody to talk. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, again, it's challenged by choice. But we'll take about 10 minutes to do this part. And remember, don't give advice, okay? No advice. It's more fun when I do it with somebody else. I have more fun. I think I'm just wired for that. It's the Libra. My Libra energy.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I feel the same way. It's a nice version.
Yeah.
I think we've done so much, had to do so much to learn individually. I mean, you've said you've been learning and learning and learning and learning for 30 years, bringing materials from 30 years ago. Yes, me too. And it is that soloish journey now can be.
We have some groups, some are twos instead of threes.
Right.
Thank you so gorgeous.
So we're going just have. Oh, here we are. Yeah, we're just here and there. Yeah.
Yep, we didn't do, let me see what's next.
This is where we are, and then we're going to talk about the way he goes.
Yeah, I thought maybe we just maybe get one or two reflections from this process.
Yeah. Yes. And then I would love to do that in 2 minutes, maybe. The idea that going back to the beginning, idea that we're all one, and we're all that same spirit. I just want to bring one person forward and go, and here's a soul on its journey of form. And when it comes into this form, it needs an interface, and that interface is constructed by us based on certain factors, and we call it ego. And so there's actually nothing wrong with ego. It is dealing with all these forces and factors and false stories, and it has to become a synthesizer of information and a protector of your gentle self. And so you create it to protect,
Right.
and it does its job. And now, maybe we don't need it all the time to be in defense mode. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
that
And
only
then,
takes 2 or 3
you know, the
minutes.
cosmic powers, right? That slide, I've got that with Genie.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes. And I love that. That would be great. Yeah, okay. And we'll, so why don't I hand that over? I'll just say that stuff. And Cindy, how can we put this in an image?
Well, I just have to have.
Yeah, to do it that way? So it'll be activity and,
Do you think that's good enough?
yeah, I do. Give them 60 seconds.
This is your warning. Okay. All righty, start to wrap up your conversations. It's only been 6 minutes? All right. I'll give you 2 more. 2 minute warning. That's great. What I could have done was get a little bell, for in between people.
I was going to say, I might have said that. After this is available on YouTube, I can have Cindy DeLucky, lady who does our social media graphics for various projects, I can have her go through and pull out pieces of today, and she can make some social media posts for us to whatever list you want. And I have a list. She has a list of people in Ocala. If you want her to do that, I'll have her do it to boost the retreat.
Be awesome. Where are we time? Painful. All right, folks. Thank your partners. Offer some gratitude. Are we ready? Back to the space? Let's see. All right. Does anyone want to share anything with the larger group? Any takeaway, an aha, something out of this exercise this morning? Anybody want to share anything? Don't have to. We can keep going. Yes, no?
I think it's kind of funny that we all kind of have the same aha thing, because we're like, man, that came from somewhere else. Oh, yeah, and before, when I first started in this teaching, it was really about me being able to figure myself out, and now I find myself figuring it out even more. And now it feels like I'm just starting to crest into it this year. It's the craziest thing, and I've been attending for how many years? It's insane. And I feel like now is the time that we're all, as a collective, getting the same message.
Yeah.
And I feel that that's really what happened. Like, I got the aha 18 years ago, and now we're all getting it together.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But one aha leads to another.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
I guess I just want to mention how, like, it's interesting how at the time where some of these constructs or BSs kind of get into our minds, we don't have a lot of control over what we're learning, the experiences we're experiencing, and it's interesting how long we carry this in a time when we didn't have control, and then into the time when we do have control, but we just keep carrying it with us. But it does give us the strength, though. It teaches us the strength for the time where we're like, you have the control now. Why aren't you going out and using the strengths you gained to change these mindsets?
That is so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm just thinking, are anybody else thinking about people like in public running around like, 4-year-olds in disguise? They're in grown bodies, but they're still functioning out of that hurt child, that little one. Yeah. Go ahead, Norma.
For me, it brought up some of the thoughts that I had around, poverty and not being good enough or well enough and comparing yourself to the Joneses and all those things. And I was like, when I got to where did this thinking come from? No one in my family said, you're not going to do this. No one ever said that to me. But it was societal norms, this invisible caste system that we are taught, we're subjected to. It's not even hardly ever mentioned, but it exists.
Yes.
And you have to make yourself aware of everything that's being, pushed on you, shoved in your throat, whatever, to be able to break free from it.
Yes, yes. That's why it's practice, right? Did you want to say something?
I wanted to say one thing
go
real
ahead.
quickly, just in response to what you said, because there's a really deep point in there. You sort of threw out the question, so why don't we take control? Why don't we go ahead and act on these awarenesses and skills and tools? And I think that is a key question for all of humanity. And certainly in this moment Donna was talking about, where there seem to be a lot of forces and factors that are urging us to wake up in these ways. What we're going to do, and we'll talk about it more at the end of this session in just a few minutes, what we're going to do in the retreats coming up, and certainly the one Cindy and I are doing, is answering that question, that one question. What exactly is it that keeps me from seizing control with joy and passion and bliss and confidence? And that we're going to answer that question. It's a very important one.
Nice. Yes, Michael.
Hello. Wow, that's
Wow.
loud. Sorry. What I want to say, going from where you were going, is that we may not exactly choose where we start out, but it is our responsibility to affect the outcome to the best of our ability. That's all.
100%.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Matea. I go by Maddie. And I do this professionally, but even today I had a real insight because when we were going through the exercise, my first memories, and like you Cindy was sharing, I know I work with psychics too, and I know when my mom was pregnant with me, she was extremely jealous and she had a lot of mental health issues. So it was even there before I was born, but then at 3 years old, I had a car accident. My father was driving. And this is my first memory of not being safe. And as I go through this, how this affected all my relationships from that one incident. So all my life, and I still don't feel completely safe. Because I also grew up in a very abusive household. My mom was extremely abusive every possible way. And then I faced abusers all my life, my uncles and sexual molestation, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into it. But it's just from that one thing, I'm not safe. And I think this is my main belief, I'm not safe. And then I choose people who reinforce this belief by being abusive or, taking advantage of me. So I think for me it's going back, and every day I'm using these affirmations. I'm safe because I never felt safe, I never felt loved, I never felt understood.
Yeah.
So this parallel following in adulthood, so it's really, and what I do is self-hypnosis is my biggest tool. And when I help one client, she didn't remember anything because she had a fear of childhood phobia of needles, because she didn't know her cousin injected heroin and died when she was 2 years old.
Wow.
And if she went to talk therapy, she would never resolve it. But in 4 months, she was clear from symptoms. She told me, I would rather jump through the window than see a doctor. So this is so important, because we repress so much to be brave and face it,
Yeah.
and then transform it.
Beautiful. And kudos to everybody in this room. We know that we're a little bit out of the box, us folks here, but the willingness to look at this stuff, it does take courage to do it, but it's so worth it. It is so worth it to let go of the story, to let go of the drama, to let go of all of that pain and live in the truth of who we are. Right? Then we get to live like I say, people say, I want whatever they're having over there in that center, whatever they're drinking there, I want some of that, because we live fully.
And then you start to co-create with spirit with intention.
That's right.
Because that's the piece. It's like you're always creating by default. And when you start to create with intention, so I don't know who mentioned having the weight. Here you are, you have this weight that you can never get rid of. What if you start to activate that? One of my favorite things now is activating my vitamin dark by stepping outside and amping up my vitamin D to help myself for depression. Something that I might not have done in the past, because I used to try to bleach my skin back in the day. It was common practice in my culture to be lighter. It was desired. Now, in today's world, it's desirable to be dark. So now I can activate vitamin dark. This is something that is my natural birthright, to stand outside, stand in the sun, and activate my melanin. Everyone can do this, to lift yourself out of depression. And it's a natural medicine available to you. And once you get a hold of that, you can then step with intention. And you can co-create with spirit. I know that my body can only handle this much of my melanin. I know I have to protect this, that kind of thing. All of us have it. And yet the tool, the natural tool. And I feel like a lot of this mental health stuff that he is introducing us to, Cindy keeps inspiring us to co-create with spirit. Start with spirit first, and it goes into the cerebral world, which is your brain, and how you do it with your body, and then it shows up in the 3D world, the body.
Thanks, Donna. That just, wow. To think that we live in a world, this idea of white supremacy, right? That the color of our skin determines who we are, and so it's just so nuts. Anyway, I don't want to go off on a tangent. Next.
I'll go to the beach with you in suntan.
Come back to center. All right. So go ahead, Ted. The role of the ego. Tell us about that.
Okay, so we've been hinting and talking about the ego and the ego story, and how it seems to separate us from the spirit eternal self we talked about, and the everyday self-talk self we know as Ted or Vinny or Robert, etc. And sometimes we think when waking up that we have to get rid of the ego, or there's something wrong with it. And I'd like to take just 2 minutes, because we're close to the end of today's gathering, and let's do an activity that makes, I think, a key point. So if everyone would please just stand up right where you are. And let's take 30 seconds to look around and catch several people's eye for just a second or two. Just be sure that we sort of connect in with our eyes, connect into the one that we all are. Doesn't take long to see yourself right there. Hello, self. And let's just feel what it would be like, recognizing that all of you, all of us, are the one source, spirit. This is the spirit field of oneness. from which we all emerge. And it is unconditional, unlimited, we could even call it persistently creative, right? Unconditional, unlimited, persistently creative love. It wants to express in ways that are so diverse and amazing. Now then, would you play with me in a little activity? Now, one part of us would like to step out from the whole and become an individual. And imagine that we are this cosmic web of consciousness and energy, and this just stretched out of the collective, so to speak, stretched out of the collective and into an individual. And this energy, we'll say, is your soul. This is a soul. This is spirit. This is soul. It is also spirit. It is also the wholeness, the perfection. But now it has decided to join this body and this family story. This body and this family story and this cultural impression and this cohort of in time and space and politics and economics and so forth. So this soul is taking that on. And can you imagine as powerful? Look, she is the one. Remember, she is the one also. And she is the power of all the multiverses. And here she comes into this body and the story of the family. Okay. And that's a lot of power in a small space. Okay? And that power has decided, the power has decided to individuate. Okay? And how does she begin to individuate? Well, here comes, would you hold that please? The story of your family, the story of your genetics, the story of your culture, your religious background, your first romantic relationship, and on and on and on. And we could call this the veil of the ego. Or we could put it up here maybe even, covering the crown chakra. Here it all comes, but
This is who I am.
she's connected to all of you, here, all chakras. But we can't hear that story. The pain has taken over. So what she has done is we all do this. Soul says, this is too much. I'm going to start creating a defense. Naturally, and we said earlier, there's nothing wrong with what she's about to create. In come these pain-producing inputs, and she creates parts of her personality. From the very moment she's here, all the way till today, we are all creating additional parts of our personality. And all together, that becomes your ego. Okay? And we have created to never let me feel this pain. And it says, never? Never let you feel it? Never. That's very powerful. She is you, sovereign, universal, creator being, going, I told you never. So ego is very strong. And part of the answer to your question about why we don't make the choice to wake up as love, the ego's going, That's not safe. We're not going there. We're staying right here in this story. Okay? And it's the growth. When we talk about soul growth, as we delayer, we become awakened. And we don't have to become anything or go anywhere. We already are. All we're doing, would you hold that for me and I'll talk to it too. We just delayer. Discard it. One by one. And what is revealed? You, truth, capital T, truth, in form. Thank you so much.
Yeah!
Yes.
That's you.
That's me.
All right.
So, I think Cindy has a little visual for us too, which is really fun.
I do. Right? Did you know that was coming too? Who knew that one was coming? Phenomenal cosmic powers. Itty bitty living space, right? That is each and every one of us. Yes, beautiful, beautiful.
And you know, one of the things I love to say, and I'm glad you did that, because a lot of times in the past, I used to think that it was, I'm a part of spirit. Like, you know, it's spirit, and then I'm just a part of it, one little droplet of it. But we keep forgetting that it's like cake. You're a slice of the cake, but you're not just the flour or the sugar or
The whole thing.
You're the whole
The
cake
whole
in
darn
one
thing.
slice.
Yes.
The whole thing. Boy, what happened? Imagine this room of just really awesome people waking up and really being that. The power of
The
that.
power of
the
that.
power of that.
Literally, we know.
The power of that. That's right.
That
And
the ultimate freedom.
that's it.
Awakening as source.
And
is the
that's what
ultimate
we're
freedom
doing.
form.
That's what we're doing this year. Y'all ready? You ready? You ready? We'll do it again. So Ted and I have been working together, as I mentioned, and putting together our work and our modalities and stuff. And we're going to do a little kickoff with our community. 3 days, well, not 3 full days, but a Friday evening, and then Saturday all day, and then Sunday afternoon, to really help folks like let go of that story. Yes, ma'am.
Is the workshop that whole time?
It's the whole time.
Okay.
It's the whole time. So it's a thing. It's intense. It's intense, and I know it's short turnaround, but y'all, I am flying by the seat of my pants and just doing what is in front of me next to do. Like, seriously, people love to, oh, Cindy, what are we doing for the year? We want the schedule of this and that. It's like, I can't. I just, yeah, it's hard. I'm following the breadcrumbs, taking the next step, and the next step that showed itself was let's get this thing going.
Yes.
And then Natasha's workshop with the language will help keep it in place.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? This will keep the momentum going. It's not going to be the only one that we do. We'll do it again, but this will be a kickoff, and it's a greatly discounted price. And so,
Yes.
yeah, 150 for this one. For this one, Natasha's 100. Yeah.
I was just going to say, when we kick off this thing, to put some terms around it that we've agreed we want to set as sort of platform conceptual stones. This thing, Love Light Campaign, waking up as love and light. And the campaign is a voluntary, natural expression of who you already are. And it is about just influencing ourselves and others to make all decisions from love and heart and spirit, and not from fear, doubt, greed, pain, or egoic panic, which is often the case. So those are some platform thoughts, and awakening as love and light is this thing we're talking about, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Imagine how many of us waking up as love and light. You're doing it, right? Well, I mean collectively, Don. I know you did it
but
yourself.
I remember the first time I met you, and there was a workshop,
Uh-oh.
and I came and did the workshop, and we were at a retreat thing together, and I said, I'm going to need something else. And I sat in that chair, and I was shaking when I did that annihilation with you. And I thought, what in the world is going on with this? And this is such a... When I tell you your life will be forever changed, just saying, you want to come for this. Ask me later, I'll explain.
Yeah. And as I said, there'll be lots of opportunities, but I'm really excited for our community, for the folks that I see every week, to watch the growth and to see the kind of impact that we can have as this continues to ripple out.
One little point. One of the reasons we have a sense of urgency, I think, is, Cindy and I have been reflecting, Donna's been reflecting how long we've known each other and how long we've been doing work and learning and caring to wake up ourselves and to help others with whatever tools we have. Let's say it as we've said it. We feel it is essential for the society and the nation and the planet right now. We cannot sit there and go, maybe I will wake up, maybe. No, if you want to wake up, let's wake up. We have got to be that power, the power of unconditional love, awakened into action, as Donna said at the beginning in the event intro, right? So we feel that sense of urgency, and it's an urgency simply to reveal who we all are. And now bring it into your life story, and you get to continue to be you, your personality, your life, your story, but you get to live it with joy, the joy of being who you are, not running from pain, running from the false beliefs. That's the difference, okay? And that is going to be powerful across the nation and across the world.
You get to be more you, actually.
Yes, yes.
This isn't to change people into
Right.
something else. It's to allow you to be the true you,
Yes.
without all the BS. Right?
Who's already sitting there looking at each other today. You already are what we're talking about.
Yes. And so we'll close with the song. We've got the lyrics up there. If you want to sing along, please do. But it just really kind of brings the whole message around. Without the commercial, though. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. It's love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. It's the love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. 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 Thank you all. Thank you all. So we're way over time. I apologize for running so far over. I think this is the time we usually do our gifts and tithes. Yes, that part. That part. So, yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and do the affirmation together. We'll send the basket around and then just close us out. Yes? Okay. So if you want to say the... Please. Sure, Donna.
Something that was happening through that song as Amora was speaking. And y'all, there's something about the truth of beingness when we come in and to hear her speaking truth. I don't speak that language anymore, but in my heart I could feel it. I could feel what she was saying. And I'm just glad that we had that gift in the room, because it's not very often that we're able to handle the energy of children. And that was perfectly, so I just wanted to say thanks to Amora.
Yes, our little sweetheart who's reminding us, right, of who we are. Yes. 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 She did that.
I just wanted to say, love without action is impotent, so go out and love with action.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. Sacred activism. Yes, beautiful. Thank you, Michael. And so let's go ahead and do our affirmation together if you want to say it along with me. It is the nature of life to give of itself, as it is the tree's nature to bear fruit and the flower's nature to bloom. It is my nature to share the gifts of my time, talent, and treasure. I participate in the divine flow of life, giving generously and receiving abundantly. I am blessed, and I am a blessing. I am grateful. And so it is, and so it is. The basket is going to be going around. For our new folks, there are prayer request slips. If there's something going on in your world that you would like a little extra prayer support, you fill it out and you put it back in the basket, and we will pray over that. Myself, Donna, Norma, Reverend Peggy, all of us giving you that extra support. And you know, there is truly only one mind. So when we know and hold the truth for you, it becomes your truth. As soon as we get all that BS, all that stuff out of the way, you become a clear channel and receive it. Okay, there's other ways to give.
It's like being stuck in the forest. You can't see the forest for the trees. So if you're in the forest, think of us as being in the helicopter.
Yes, looking out for you, looking out for you. All right, there's the text to tithe. That number is once you put it into your phone, it attaches to your account. You just put the amount of money you want to send the center. And that number is 352-320-5110. Or you can give out there in the vestibule or give a check, whatever. Just give, just give. Give of yourself, and if not here, someplace else, please give and be that love in action, right? Yes.
You are one that gives with your energy, and you are one that volunteers your time and talent. Please come and see me, because we have a volunteer meeting coming up. So I want to talk to all of our people who are giving of their sacred energy that way.
That's right. Volunteer opportunities always. Blessing our children. Let's send some love to Amora over there, and we've got kids out there too, and the inner children inside of all of us, right? That we do that. And so we say, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, shine. All right, and so we say, we honor you, we see your light, may it shine on all that you do. And so it is. And now for our closing prayer, our closing blessing. Spirit lives, moves, and breathes as us in a wise and loving universe. We go forth guided, protected, and free, trusting love, trusting life, knowing all is unfolding perfectly. And so it is. Have a fabulous week, everyone. If you need to see a practitioner or have a conversation, this may have opened up some stuff for you. See me, see Donna, see Norma. We'll hook you up. We'll take care of you. So have a fabulous, fabulous week, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Quick question.
Annual meeting next week, potluck. Bring some food, come hang out, eat together, meet some new friends, have a good time, have an awesome week.